Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines 2. This is Disarray Valley and we are continuing our journey of growth. And there's been another update, and so yet again, I don't know how the quality is, but it's looking like it's getting a little bit better, at least with the settings I'm using. Okay, so let's quickly take stock of where we are. We're at Boomtown. Got lots of expansion availability, both in progression and in expansion permits. We're still losing a fair bit of money, I think. Yeah, we do need to kind of maybe have a look at our taxation just a little bit. So industrial is pretty high. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to up some of these a little bit. So maybe something like that. I want to continue to encourage highly educated people because we don't have them here. That's not actually causing us any. Let's just make it 0% tax for any highly educated people at the moment, because that could be useful to us in general. And we try and do that. Let's go up to 10 over there. Maybe up to 13 on these guys. Apparently they're not too sensitive to this. And for commercial, yeah, let's just go up to 13 on commercial as well. There we go. So we'll go up a little bit in terms of taxes. Offices, we're actually making a fair bit out of offices already. Yeah, maybe we'll jump that just a tad to like 11%. Yeah, all in all, pretty good. Okay. Beyond that, there's demand for everything, so we can quite comfortably continue expanding. Let's have a quick look at things like our police coverage. It's looking pretty good at the moment. I don't think there's any real complaints regarding police. Administration, we haven't really done anything yet. Education, it's looking okay. We've got capacity still. Ooh, our high school is pretty close to. No, it's not pretty close to nearing capacity. It's the university. Eligible versus. That's quite an interesting one. What is this saying? What is this telling me? Yeah. Okay. So it's the opposite way around. So it needs to go into the red. So we're all green on everything over here, basically. That's good. Let's move on to the next piece. Public transport. Yeah, we need to do a little bit better with public transport. At the moment, we're just running buses up and down here, and none of our neighborhoods are actually being serviced by public transport. So we do need to step up our game a little bit. We don't have. Do we have post? I don't think we built it. Processing per month. Yeah. That's the mail rate. So we can probably have a look at that. Our internet coverage is pretty good, actually. Not bad at all. Parks are fairly everywhere. Maybe we can do with another park over here somewhere, but all in all, generally very good. Tourism. Oh, interesting. I'm assuming it's got something to do with the high school and the high school sports stadium over there. Got a few spots over here. Like, I'm pretty sure these are just like kind of restaurants and stuff. Yeah. That generate a little bit of tourist activity, but overall, not really much. Outside connections. Oh, yeah. Do we have an outside connection? I need to check. Did we actually set one up? We may have. I'll have to have a look at that. In terms of residential, that's fine. Commercial over here. You can see around our key collectors, we've got some commercial activity. That's a pretty nice little color starting to pop up over here. So this area seems to be of some interest. Industrial out over here, and I do want to do a little bit more with industrial. Start to do a little bit of a, like many people are doing these key wall things, but I just think we can structure this a little bit better, and get ourselves a little bit of an industrial area here that could potentially look like an old port or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Yes, we've got our strip of office down there. Actually, that's pretty lucrative. If we're getting more than 100,000 in taxes just from that little stretch, offices are generally going to be very lucrative. Our levels are starting to increase a little bit over here. We do need to maybe swap a few more of these out a little bit, but we'll see how we do that. Our population is growing. Oh, now we're making a little bit of money. Excellent. So we're stable. Land values are super high around here. Why would that be? I wonder why that would be. I mean, it's not because it's next to the water, because there's so much else that's next to the water. Why would land values be so high over here? That is really interesting. Well, it must mean that if we build a wealthy suburb in here, we're going to really boom. Does it have something to do with that guy? Yeah, I think we should do a little bit of suburbs in here. What is this? Company profitability. Everybody seems to be pretty profitable, which is good. Natural resources. Oh, yeah, but we're definitely not going to farm over there or over here. We can do a forestry industry. I definitely think we can do that. I do wonder why we've got a big gap here. I don't want to farm on these lands. They're just too small. We want to farm maybe out over there. Yeah, maybe we can do a little farming town. It's just massive, these interchanges. I do think we need smaller kind of roads on here. You don't have a region with these kind of roads and then you just start development. Okay, let's have a look at population. So we have 10% unemployment, which probably means we need a fair bit more in the space of offices. Yeah, so we can continue to expand offices a little bit. Yeah, I think that would work. Also, we can do that industrial upgrade that I've been talking about. Happiness, pretty good all over the show. People are generally quite happy. Citizen wealth, a little bit hit and miss on that one. Workplace availability. So there's still plenty of jobs available. Yeah, over here, lots of jobs available. Oh, no, they're not available, but there's jobs there. That's where the jobs are. And then if we have a look, what else do we have? Air pollution. That's why you can't do forestry here. It's due to the air pollution. Wow. But the forestry definitely seems to be catching it. So maybe if we expand industrial just a little bit in here, that might be good. Ground pollution in that very same area. Noise pollution, few spots actually. That's interesting, but at least it's kind of contained around our main roads and our collector roads. There's a little bit of pollution over there. Our water sources have not generally been polluted, so that's generally very good to see. Okay, so gone through everything. Everything looks pretty good. Now, what I quickly wanted to have a look at is, did we start... what is this? Extra platforms, electric bus charging. Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. No, so what we want to do is we want to definitely get outside bus connection going. So if we do... Yeah, so let's start and do an outside bus connection. Now, this road is not a great road to be doing outside bus connections on, because it's wow, okay. Well, let's get the bus to go out there and then to come back. Maybe that'll work. Did it work? I can't really see if it worked or not. Can I have a look at lines? Bus line 2. Yeah, longer distance. This is the one. Can we have a look at bus line 2? Yeah. This is bus line 2. Okay, so this will be... I've no idea where that goes, actually. If we went into the regional view, like that, can we see... Is there a name out here somewhere? I remember... Yeah, you can't really see anything there. I remember you used to, in SimCity, they showed you... Oops. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Come back into this. And let's just name it something. If you have a name for our external connections, please tell me. That would be pretty cool. So let's have a look at our bus lines. And we'll call this bus line Island Islands external, something like that. If you want to name some of our external cities, so give me some ideas for wayward cities where these buses could go, that would be pretty cool. And for our externals, I think I'm just going to make them a white color so we can very quickly identify them as long distance routes. And yeah, that should be fine. Maybe I don't want to run 12 buses on it though. So let's change that and just drop those buses to 6 buses is fine. And we'll make that price like $5 or 5 credits or whatever you want to call it. And maybe we'll just run this in the day. Yeah, I think let's do something like that. So now the Highland line, the Highland external line is doing its thing. And hopefully it's bringing in some tourists. Now, let's quickly have a little bit of a look. No, let's not do this now. Let's go and do the industrial area first. So if we wanted to do the industrial layout, I want to continue and show me contours. Give me our main road here. And what the plan is, yeah, it's pretty good actually. So I think we're going to just kind of run it through this way. Something like that, I think works pretty well. We're pretty flat out here on Orchard Street. And now what I want to do is I want to see about creating a little bit of a kind of old port style facility. And now this is where it actually works fairly well to terraform a little bit. So what we'll do is let's look at the terraforming. We'll get ourselves the level terrain tool. We'll kind of take that level there and we'll flatten it out a little bit over here. Just so, yeah, this kind of looks okay. We're gonna do a little bit of this. Just get rid of some of these terrain features here. We're gonna make it pretty level. And now the idea is, I think what I want to do is I want to straight ahead go and give me this road that we have here now and give me a little bit of a straight section. If we do something like this, yeah, we can't really do that. So I've seen a trick. A few other YouTubers are doing this actually, like the City Infrastructurist, I think, is one of those that does this. Basically, so what we do is we just make the brush size much smaller, maybe even the strength a little bit, and we pick a level that's a little bit lower. Okay, actually even lower. There we go, something like that. I think this is how we did it. This is the first time I'm doing these key walls, by the way. Let's bring that in a little bit. We're going to flatten that out again, and let's get this level here, and we straighten that up like so. Yes, there we go. Let's do that. And now what we do is we just do this, and it should generate us a bit of a key wall, I think. I think it did. It did? Just have a look. Yes, it did. Absolutely did. Excellent. So that's good. So now what we can do is we can go back in there and we can just take a level down there and we can kind of do this. Though I will... Okay, so don't go too far overboard there. Oh, come on. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of grade this in a little bit. It kind of does something like that. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll change that up a little bit. So that's kind of the way you do the kind of key wall thing. And so what I thought we'd need to do is just do a little bit of this, and then we'll bring in a little bit of a... Yeah, we'll do it fairly small and easy. So let's just kind of do that again. So pick our level down here. Go, do something like that. Yeah, just to reduce the strength a little bit when you're doing something like this, because it can be, you can break stuff pretty quickly. Okay, so let's do something like that. See about doing this, and that's why I wanted to have pretty kind of jagged angles here. Something like that. There we go. That should be pretty good. And now I'm going to do a little section in like this. So let's do... Oh, and yeah, that's fine. That's going to be just fine. So let's do that. Pick this level. That's okay. And then pick this level down here. Just say something like that, I think. Yeah, I think that's about right. Just do that. Yeah, I like that. That's actually a pretty nice little area. So you can have a few ships park here, like an old type, not a massive port facility. Something a little bit. Need to make that in a bit. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. And we need to maybe do that a little sharper there. Let's see if that works. No, let's do that. I think it's not going to be perfect though. Yeah, that's not quite right. I need to work on that a little bit. But this... Oh, this missed it. It's not actually a key. Ah, my... Damn it. Okay, let's try that again. Unfortunately, I thought we were having some fun with that. So let's push that in a little bit more. Okay, try that one more time. Yeah, I think that is actually working. Is that a 90-degree angle there? Yeah, that's a 90-degree angle. I want to try and do 90 degrees. Yeah, there we go. That is good. And now if we were to run it here, we can at least start it out that way. So that works. Ooh, actually, that last little section is a little bit of a dip. So I don't want that. I want to maintain the same level. So what we need to do is we need to pick up this level. It is supposed to be maintaining that same level, actually. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I think that should be doing the trick. We'll push this one in a little bit over here, and yeah, there we go. I think that should do the trick. Now let's try that again at kind of, I would like to do 90 degrees. There we go. Oh man, we had almost everything done properly here. One little section. Let's see if we can get rid of this. Yeah, we should be able to make that work. Let's try that one more time. Try that again. It's again doing this. I need to bump this down a little bit more. Something like that. See if that works for us. That works. Excellent. There we go. That's connected, right? It's looking all straight and things like that. Excellent. So now I'll do from here, we'll just close it out. Well, we'll do another 90-degree turn like so. And then I think we're just going to kind of slowly start to tie it in with a bit of a slightly more complex little curve to go in there. But just something like that, really. That's generally, I think, going to be our little industrial area. And I'm going to see about potentially moving this guy just across to this side. So it's part of this industrial complex instead of where it's at the moment. Let's quickly drop out the water level. Let's go to, well, it needs to be a little bit deeper though, because we're actually contemplating it's saying that this is like shipping areas. Again, you don't want to go too aggressive with the brush size here, because you'll go onto the other side of the road there. So how does that look? I think that looks pretty good. We're still Need to do this from the top, I think. There we go. See, there we go. Went on the other side there, just a tad. Can we get rid of the trees there? A couple of trees to get rid of. Yeah, so this is a bit of a dredged port here, I think. There we go. Just the idea that that's kind of what it is doing. There we go. Oops. See, you don't want that. Perfect. That is beautiful. I think that should do the trick. We shouldn't be too problematic from the outside view. There we go. So now that's looking pretty good. That's looking fairly natural. We might smooth that out just a tad. Grab me this guy and do a little bit of terrain smoothing. Just soften that terrain a little bit over here. That's maybe a little bit not right. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll just slowly soften it a little bit. And this is where you want the brush a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that looks reasonable to me. Though you might want that a little bit higher. Anyway, that's okay. We'll leave it like that for the time being. That's going to kind of be our industrial area. I'm really tempted to just move this guy over here. Oh, but unfortunately, if we do that, okay, so let's not do that just yet. Let's get ourselves a few internal kind of laneways. I think that's kind of the plan. So if I grab us a laneway, do this. Actually, we need to probably do. Yeah, I want to do something like that. Maybe not laneway. Maybe a proper road. If we do something like that, I want to try and keep it pretty straight, actually. So really, the idea is okay, and I've seen another trick, so we'll have a bit of a look at that in a minute. Let's run that straight through there. And we'll tie that in. And then we'll see. Maybe that works. There's another trick that I've seen someone do. City Planner Plays, actually, I think I've seen do this, where you actually do the grid tool over the top of this. Maybe if we actually had grids. It's gonna ruin everything though. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna play with it as is. We're not gonna do that. Now, if that's the case, so if we wanted to move this guy, I think would be okay. Let's try and move it now. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna move it there, and what we'll do is just before things collapse, we'll just get it reconnected very quickly. Okay, so there we go. We've got that reconnected. So we moved it out of the way just a tad. We might trim back some of this stuff and make it a little bit more city infrastructure or city utilities. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of... okay, now we can play it again. Go again. And now we're going to expand our industrial a little bit. But I'm going to try... actually, I'm just going to do fairly large industrial lots. Let's see. What do we get if we do something like that? My understanding is if you do 2 only, it's much less. It's much more warehousey. So maybe that's what we do. We just do... And we can do bits and pieces of parking in here. That would make a bit of sense as well. What's our size parkings that we have? See, that's pretty good. Let's do that. Get a parking spot in there next to those guys. It's going to look good at the end, at the edge there. And then let's do another parking spot somewhere. Do we have something? Oh, it's actually just not going to work. Could do a little something over here. Okay, so we've got a big parking spot over there and something on that side. I think that's going to be sufficient in terms of parking. Now let's do a little bit of this. Let's do a couple of big ones over here. Yeah, that's going to be okay. And can we, you know what I'm going to do down here? I'm going to actually put a little path in there so that we get a reasonable zoning. So something like that should be pretty good. We get pretty reasonable zoning sizes there. There we go. I can actually do it like this so that we get 2 by only. I think I like the idea, and then we can come back and input the others. And we'll do something like that. Okay, and now the other thing that we'd like to do, maybe use a little bit of office space in here as well. I can't remember if we do something like this. Do that. There we go. That should be good. And yeah, that should be fine. Just a little bit of office space in between. I don't want to have it overbearing. There we go. That's working pretty well. So those things can slowly start to fill in. Let's get that moving. All of these. Fill in all of these. There we go. So slowly give that a bit of a go. See how that works. That should give us a little bit more employment. That looks pretty good, and we can maybe slowly repurpose some of that area. I do like. Let's see what pops out of this area. Excellent. Okay, now let's leave that a couple of minutes just to kind of sort itself out a little bit. I do think that looks pretty good in this area. Nice old kind of style port where it's actually pretty simple. It may have started out in this area. Actually, let's quickly do that. It may have started out in that area. So let's get some small warehouses in here as well. And then I'm going to put a little slither of commercial in there. People can have lunch over there in that spot. Good little lunch spot for everybody. And we may do another one. Actually, maybe a little bit something like in there. Let's do that. There we go. Jeez, it's taking ages to get that built. Maybe I can speed things up at that. Now, I'm going to quickly finish off this episode. Doesn't make sense that this is a high value area considering this guy. Has this been upgraded? Now it has. Now let's see if we can't do a little bit. We'll obviously ultimately get rid of that. What is new here that we didn't have? I don't quite know. Maybe some of these things we can get. Anyway, let's leave it there. And what I'm keen on doing is let's let's get a couple of little kind of cul-de-sac-y style roads here. So not that, but maybe more something like this. And you know what? I'm going to go with the little laneways, actually. And then I've seen we can obviously do just the roundabout thing in there, but I think if you want to be able to zone onto it, you need to do a little something like this. And I like the idea that it's not quite perfect. Is it? Oh, it's actually, I think it's actually a bit of a terrain feature here. But I like that. I think that's going to do pretty nice little areas here. So we can continue to do a little bit more of this, I think. In there, and then probably do a little something like that. Let's do a little bit of terraforming over here. Just do a bit of a level. Let's make the brush size a little smaller. Just do a little bit of this over here, just so we're kind of. That's okay, I think. No. There we go. Fix that. There we go. And then we'll try and smooth it out over here, just a tad, probably something like that. Let's quickly do a little bit of a. It's a bit of a weird little cul-de-sac, but I don't mind it actually. I think it's actually quite interesting. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, not perfect, but pretty good. So something like that will give us room for some nice large houses. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's do that. See how this works. This should be pretty good. And think, oh, actually, it's going to work. Do a nice big one over there. Might fix that up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then what we can do is we can put a little shop on the corner here. Just a small one or slightly bigger? I think a little bit bigger than that. Let's just do a small one. Little corner shop there. Oh, maybe a little corner shop on this side as well. Let's get a little path going. Maybe just something like that. So we'll do a little corner shop over here also. Something like that maybe. Excellent. Why? It just is absolutely crazy that that's what's happening. And we lose our zoning so easily. Let's do another little house up there. We could do a few more actually. We can do a house there. And we can put a little path in here and finish that off. We're making some money now. Something like that. There we go. Why are we... Oh, that's still the same one, I think. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately. There we go. The houses are popping in. Hopefully they will upgrade a little bit. I wouldn't mind getting that a little bit nicer. Now, what I can do is I put a little park in here. Why? Jeez, it's irritating. It's really irritating. There we go. Popping back up. Deciding to do whatever it wants to do. Not bothering that zoning. Now, let's put a park in here. A large park. Oh, that's a bit too... what is this? A large playground. Let's do... Let's not snap it. Let's make it nice and in the corner there. I think that'll work, actually. There we go. Actually generates like a little bit of parking in the front there. Or it looks like a little bit of parking in the front there. But that looks pretty good in that corner of doing that. There we go. That's our little extra residential area there. So that's pretty cool. People are still moving in. How's this looking? One big smokestack over there with that one. And a smaller smokestack over here. And the rest is all looking much more like port facilities, right? I kind of like it. What is this? Grind a rock. Interesting. Like warehousey kind of thing. So I like that. I'm going to continue doing that. And I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Let's quickly continue to fill that out a little bit. We do one more big one like that, and then a lot of the much more smaller ones. So we'll do a little bit of that going there. We'll fill in the rest of this. Yeah, that industrial demand is really plummeting. This is all filled in. See what they come up with over there. And that one might become a bigger one. Oh no, it didn't. Excellent. What does the offices look like over here? Yeah, it actually makes sense in this general area. We don't have to allow parking over here because we've got our own parking facilities. We'll see what comes out of these guys. That actually looks fairly good, I think. What is this guy? This is an oil tank. You can biofuel. That's okay. I think that'll work. Kind of looks pretty good in that area. Now, what I was wondering is that path. I'm going to actually keep that path, that one there. It makes sense to me. What we will do, however, is we'll kind of get rid of these paths. The kind of buffer paths that we used. And then I kind of wonder whether we bring in a little path. Let's say if we're not snapping this path, right, and if we're just hugging the back here, that works. Do something like that. Can we move through there? That I think works really well. What we'll do is we'll also run through there. That's awesome. I like that. I really like that. That's pretty good. We'll get some paths at the back there. What we can also do is we can use these little areas and just make sure we're getting paths to go through to the various areas. I like it. Do another one over there. It looks a little funny. Ooh. There's a little funniness going on over there. Oh, this thing is... Yeah, there's something weird in this location. I might redo that. But actually, it's looking pretty good. And look at these. Look at that nice little warehouse there. Or warehouse-like looking facility over there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Let me fill in the last few sections here. Just a few more like so, and that should be just fine. And that's going to be, we still have a little bit of room to expand our industrial area there. I might get rid of some of that and just transition into city infrastructure. But yeah, this is a pretty nice little industrial area that kind of makes sense for a little town like the one we have over here. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, as always, give me your comments down below, including naming suggestions, and maybe for some external cities that we're allowing people to travel to via our bus network. Let's have a look how our bus network is actually doing. It'll be bus line number 2. Let's view the details there. Any people on that? Oh, a few people. So we are seeing a little bit of tourists maybe now coming in via that external bus route. But I still want to do a nice big park in this area. I think that this will be really good, especially if this actually zones up at some point, which I think it might. I think this might kind of become our little city center area here. So this might zone up quite a bit, I think. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe not. But give me your suggestions down below. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. We do want to start maybe a farming area somewhere out there in the next episode or so. So, yeah, give me your suggestions down below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.